Welcome everybody to our weekly simul stream here on Lead Chess and Twitch. I'm International Master William Pascal, going by Sladgie, our nickname here on Twitch, and many other places. What's up, Masturbate? Good to see you. Getting close to the holidays here. Alright, simul for classical time control, 15 minutes plus 30 seconds. What's up? You hope to get enough money to cover all your chess desires. What? Studying is something I really love doing, and I hope to have enough money for tuition. Dude, what? What? She needs more money, that's the problem. Hey, what's up, Cooking Rooks? Subscribe, Tier 3. Subscribe for 10 months, thanks, man. Tier 3. Speaking of Tier 3, Astrobate's Tier 3 as well. What's up, Arsenal? Thank you very much, Cooking Rooks. Guys, we're hosting a simul. I'm going to put the link. Well, actually, I'm not going to put the link. I'm going to read the description here. We're going to host new simul, Sparkle Horse Twitch simul. 15 plus 30, 120 minutes extra. Congratulations. So I'm going to read. What's up, Move 11? Good to see you here on time. I'm going to read my simul description before we let it into the wild. We release it. Weekly classical simul by I am William Pascal. We've got Sladgie on Twitch. Check out the Twitch stream live. The link is in there. Donate. Please donate to support Satan. There are two ways to donate. Streamlabs.com or PayPal. I would appreciate it. Thanks for your support on behalf of Satan. Classical simul for 25 subscribers, friends, and new players as well. Please check out my YouTube channel here and subscribe over there to watch replays of the stream. Good luck, everyone. Simul rules: no playing bullet pace chess, and that should be a space. Use your time. I'm using the Donald Trump sort of cap system to sort of dumb it down and make it easier for people to understand. The London system is strictly forbidden. Please do not join unless you can stay up for up to 3 hours. And please no computers because karma is a beep. Alright, and I threw in a smiley face. Satan thanks you. So, alright, we're ready to get it started. I'm going to let the simul loose in the wild. Percy Hepworth, MMCM. Alright, simul is going to be released into the wild. Here we go. Happy Sunday and all that. I have not played chess. It's nice to have a little break. You know, I do chess all week and I kind of like have Saturdays off, so we have one non-chess day. Well, not completely. I did have a chess game even yesterday, so it's not true. Every day is a chess day. I really need a day off. We had a chess pause for like 18 hours. An 18-hour chess pause. So subscribers are welcome to join, always. Then some regulars who maybe aren't subscribers, and we'll fill it up with noobs, if need be. Wow, nice job, Arsenal. Arsenal's first experience actually coaching or teaching chess. Chess pause explained. Master of wordplay. Move 11 is a word candidate master. You know, I found a very good example of the perch. I'll show you later, Move 11. All right, early perch, Lasker. Asterbate, Cooking Rooks, they're both tier 3 subs. Goju, also a subscriber. Lunch Papa is usually a subscriber. Zayan Pasha might be a subscriber, I don't know. Chess Video World, these guys are regulars that may or may not be subscribers. Same thing with Lazarus. I'm letting the subscribers play first. I will read the simul rules once more before we get started, just to clarify. So I don't want people joining who don't have 3 hours to play. This is our biggest issue. People see the time control is like 15 plus. They see the time control is 15 plus 30, but it's not really 15 plus 30 because I have 2 hours more. Add another 2 hours to that. So it's a 3-hour time control essentially. Do not play unless you have time to stay up to 3 hours. Alright, do not join the simul unless you have time. Don't be like, oh, I thought it was just a 30-minute simul. Percy Hepworth is now a subscriber. Percy Hepworth, did you just subscribe? Dude, you weren't a subscriber. It was weird. You weren't a subscriber. You didn't have a subscriber badge when you first started chatting, and now you do. Did you have to, like, turn it on or something? Your chess video world and join simul. No draws before move 7. Man, it's cold. Oh, the wing gambit's alright. Great Lazarus and Zion Pasha are both subscribers. Alright, Amoeboid is usually a subscriber. Move 11 is a patron. Uber driver. And did I lose somebody? Zion Pasha, Arsenal fan. Great Lazarus. My feet are freezing. If you guys want to buy me a Christmas present, give me some slippers. It's getting very cold here the last couple days. The Alapin's not that bad. Cooking Rooks dominating in the chat room. Oh, Mr. Sloan gifted a tier 1 sub to Percy Hepworth MCM. Now I'm really confused. Wait, how many Percy Hepworths are there? Dude, there's 2 Percy Hepworths? Snuggles the Snail got a gift sub from Mr. Slow. I don't understand. Why are there 2 Percy Hepworths? It's just a popular name or what? Snuggles the Snail, congratulations. That's why I was confused whether he was subscribers. There's 2 different people. Well, now they're both subscribers. Archaic. Archaics, are you playing? Sumaher. Archaics, what is your... Am I crazy? What is your account name? Mr. Slow. Giving Pigeon got a sub. Kasparov wants to join. Are you Archaics on Lee Chess? Wait, Archaics, are you Big Dummy? I keep forgetting who Big Dummy is. Thomas Trainson. Guys, donate, start the hype train. What about Mr. Slow? Is he a hype train conductor? Do we have hype train conductor in the house? You can't tell Mr. Slow just keeps doing subscriptions, but I don't see him. His title isn't there. Is he a hype train conductor? Tomato farmer, yeah. Dude, I have Alzheimer's and I'm old. I can't remember. I mean, sometimes I don't remember my own name or what I did 5 minutes ago. Don't take it personally. Tomato Farm, you're not even a subscriber, and I put you in the simul. Oh my god. Alright, who else isn't a subscriber? Guys, support the stream. You know, I'm not as talented as the Botez sisters, so, you know, I don't make the big bucks. Support the stream if possible. Alright. Can we like confirm who else are subscribers? Or tack your Tic Tac. Tomato Farmer just subscribed. Nice, you can use your Prime to subscribe. I do that sometimes with other streams. Using Prime sub. Impassive Robin. Who else are subscribers? Subscribers. There was a Taxis something. Tic Taxis. Happened to him. Tic Taxis, where are you? Guys, I'm going to read the silent description once more. We're going to start in like 5 minutes, just so you know. Sladgie on Twitch, check out the stream, obviously you are. Please donate to support Satan. You need the link. That's possible, I can give you that. Copy, paste, 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 paste. Yes. Donate to support Satan, Streamlabs or PayPal, please. Support the stream, even just, $1, very appreciated. Basically a street performer on the internet. Thanks for your support. Classical Chess, Simul for 25 subscribers, friends, and new players as well. Please check out my YouTube channel and subscribe to watch replays of the stream. Good luck, everyone. Just remember the Simul rules. Don't play bullet speed because we have 3 hours here. Alright? The London system is forbidden. Don't ask me why, because it's boring to answer that. Please do not join unless you stay up for 3 hours. And if you use a computer or cheat, the karma will get you one day. So never cheat. Never ever cheat. Alright, here's Tic Tacs. Chess Video World asked to play CK Law. I don't know, they might be a subscriber. How many do we have now? 17. Alright, anyone else in the house who's a subscriber? We're going to play 25 players. I've got 17. Chess Video World just got a subscription. Mr. Slowhand. Leading the charge with gift subs. Is that 5 gift subs? We had follows from Giorgio and Game of Thrones and Passive Robin. Thanks everybody for following. Mr. Slowhands in the simul. Amiiboy, did you fall out? Fallen and he can't get up. And Game of Thrones for being a follow. Thank you. We are up to 20 players. Room for 5 more. What's up, Uber driver? I got room for 5 more players. The London system is good. Oh no. Ban him! Followed already and stuff. Who said I hate the London system? PC291? You're in just for that. Just for saying he hates the London system. He's automatically entered into the simul. Alright, extreme bipolar play. We've got 22 now. Is anyone else a subscriber that I missed? Kasparov, are you a subscriber? Let's see. With a name like that. This is our old friend, Kasparov? No, this is a different Kasparov? Kasparov, did you play me under a different account before? There was another Brazilian player, wasn't there? With the same name? That Kasparov name is very familiar to me. Wait, I think I won't be able to complete the simul. Zion Pasha's leaving. Alright. Zion Pasha's out. You changed your nick. Alright, Kasparov. Guys, please subscribe, support the stream. It's only a few bucks every month. If you play the simuls every week, you get your money back in terms of What it would cost to play over the board simul would probably be at least like a $5 entry or something. So, alright. Do we have room for more players? J Sauce. Does anyone ask politely to play? I like that. Flair, Man of Culture. Ooh, another hater of the London system. He's got a lot of... Don't have a lot of bullet games. Oh, bullet. Bullet is yuck. Alright, we'll take him anyway. Did he drop out? Did he drop? He dropped just when I was about to accept him into the simul. Did you see that? No, he's back again. Oh, there he goes. Alright. It's so hard to catch him. Isn't this Ruslan animal a sub? Dude, he drives me crazy. I have to put him on punishment, you know? He has like 2 weeks off, and then I give him another chance. He's still on punishment. Georgiou said, why are you ignoring me? Dude. Giorgio, I don't know. I don't see anyone named Giorgio. I'm ignoring you? We're not ignoring you. It's like first time chat from viewer. Giorgio, Mastro is my life. Why are you ignoring me? That's your first chat, and you're not in the list of players, like, even like trying to play. I'm ignoring everybody. Muzichenko. It's like Muzichuk. Oof. Yeah, not nice. Para Ode. Para Ode. Arsenal sort of put me over the edge there. Mr. Coffee's not here to do the banning. Yeah, how does Mr. Sohan have a rating of 972? It's a good year. What can I say? Of course it's ridiculous. He's strong, man. He's a FIDE 2100 or something. You have a world champion in Formula 1. Yeah, Verstappen, he won his maid in Formula 1. I'm not a Formula 1 fan, but I saw that. Congratulations, Saronche. You guys have a world champion. No chess world champion. But you're not that far from Norway, I guess. Easy. Alright. We gotta get started, guys. One more player. Take Karchi. Karchi, we played Karch before. Let's take Karchi. Guys, is anyone else a subscriber that I missed? Well, at least, you know. Para Ode, welcome back. Alright, I'm gonna start. Mr. Sohan is a hype train conductor, but he can't be a hype train conductor by himself. There have to be like 4 different people that donate or gift subs. And I think Mr. So is the only person to gift sub today. Or make a donation, so. Arsenal is not going to be the life and soul of chat. Damn. Yeah, I've been kind of... I bared down on Arsenal. I was a little bit angry. He had a good result for a little while, and I sort of started trying harder. I confessed to, like, focusing on trying harder, especially against you, Arsenal, for a while there. I sort of forgot I was doing that at some point, but I think, you know, it's had an effect on you. You probably are playing worse because of your losing streak. Focusing on it is probably not a good thing. You know, I know that it's hard to do, but probably the best thing you can do is to try to completely put it out of your mind. Archaic is a bit bankrupt. I had an interesting weekend playing poker, but I more or less pretty much broke even. You know, you got dropped from the simul? I'm sorry, Cooking Rooks. And he just subscribed to tier 3. Cooking Rooks, how many players do I have in the simul now? Were you like 25 and now we have 24? You threw the last 2 weeks in a row. How did you get dropped, though? Your internet, or... I don't understand why people drop out. You just, like, close the window? So you kind of got kicked out, and I accepted someone else and just started it. Dude, that always happens to, like, somebody who's like, donated the most, like Mr. Slow. It happened to him once. What makes you drop out? I don't understand. I'm really sorry. And I know you don't get to play that much. You know, you're not like one of those people who's on here every single day. It would be good for you to get to play. So that kind of sucks. If you had the time and the will to play today, it's not usual for Cooking Rooks to even be available. So I'm really sorry about that. Paraody, welcome back and thanks for subscribing. He no longer has a FIDE ELO of 2100 because I married and had a child. It cost me 200 points. Yeah, when you go to the hospital, they're like, all right, if you want, you know, your baby, you're going to have to pay 100 ELO points. And then when you go to get your marriage license, it's like, all right, that'll be 100 rating points. They literally charged him like 200 ELO points. Dude, I'm like, hey man, what's up, California, dude? Sometimes I start talking like an American. I don't know why, but here in Budapest, speaking of people who lost rating points, my friend, Grandmaster Ilincic from Serbia. All right, check this out. Now, when I met him in 2000, I think we played in 2001. Either 2000 or 2001. He was like 25, I don't know, 2500 or something over 2500. 25 something, 2520, I don't know, something like that. Normal, like average grandmaster. And he's not that old. Like he's like a little older than me. He's in his 50s. The guy, it's unbelievable. He's 2319. Check this out, right? The FIDE rating system. How whacked is this? I'm 2334 or 2336, okay? Ilincic, whose lifetime score against me is, get this, like 7 wins and 5 draws, is 2319. How is a guy whose score against me is undefeated with 7 wins out of 11 games lower rated than me? Like, okay, that totally makes sense, you know? This guy is like one of the only people I've played more than 10 games against, and I've never beaten him once. And I'm higher rated than he is? I was like, damn, dude, that's brutal. He's, you know, it's one thing if you're like 80, but he's like 55 or something. And I don't think he's the kind of person who would like sell his rating points. Yeah, he's a really aggressive player, but I mean, dude, there's no way he could be. I mean, he couldn't be 2319 if he like tried, you know. I don't understand. You know, it's so weird. 2419 maybe. So he's playing in the IM tournament. He's been playing. That's what's happening to him. Actually, I should clarify this. What's happening to him is they're putting him in IM tournaments with like juniors from India. This is what happens when you take a grandmaster who was champion of Serbia, who literally was close to 2600, who played like people like Korchnoi. He won major tournaments. Literally won this like Yugoslavian championship, or Serbian championship. I'm not sure. And now he's like losing all his rating points because he's playing Indian players who are rated 1900, who are like in reality 2300 strength. So they're just sucking the life out of his rating. While Magnus Carlsen walks around with his like 2880 rating. it's crazy. It's just crazy. The rating system is totally flawed. You know, Mr. Slowhand here is 1900, but he's a good player. Para-Ode got me started on this subject. He said he lost 200 points. But to be fair, a lot of younger players have gotten better. Who haven't gotten married and had kids. It's exacerbated the issue. Anyway, I've got to play a little faster. Guys, please support the stream. Mr. Sohan can't do it by himself. But I appreciate Mr. Sohan and Cooking Rooks for you guys and a few other people that did subscribe. Very appreciated. Alright. But anyway, I'm going to continue ranting. Yeah, no, the K factor 40 is totally bogus, Arsenal. You can't have K factor 40. I think K factor 40 destroys the rating system completely. People who get like FIDE Master titles who are objectively 2100 because of the factor 40. They just springboard the rating up too high and then they fall back 200 points. So you have 2100 FIDE Masters. It's too unstable, you know. Do you actually play the Nidorf for the board? Mr. Slowhand, I only play the Nidorf if it was some kind of transposition from like a Skaveningen Sozin or something like that. So I would say I used to play the Skaveningen, but I never played the Nidorf by the proper move order. I have had, quite a few games which are Nidorf transpositions, but only in the English attack or Sozin. Those would be the two possibilities, like black side of English attacks, black side of Sozins. But not like anything to do with the other variations, like Bishop G5 or something like that. I told the story on the stream how when I was like 12 years old, I got John Nunn's book on the Nidorf. It was like a 300-page Bible, and I was like, yeah, that's done. I'm not. Only E6 Nidorfs, exactly. I'm not. I decided basically very early on, I wasn't interested in playing. 20 moves of theory. It was too much memorization. I've never been a big fan of memorization in anything, like in school. I hate that they like make kids like memorize stuff. If you memorize stuff, you just memorize it for a time and then forget it. It's ridiculous to make people memorize things. But the Nidorf has too much theory, I think, objectively. It may be the best Sicilian. Alright, anyway, we're just trying to play some chess. So you started playing the Nidorf, or you've always played the Nidorf, Mr. Slow? If you go for professionalism, yeah. I would think it's a mistake to play things like the Nidorf and the Dragon on the amateur level. I don't know. But I guess anything can be argued. As an amateur tournament player, let's say as an amateur tournament player, I wouldn't play it. I would think you'd be better off playing something more practical. What am I doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I doing it? Forcing the two knights defense. Wait, this isn't the Urusov Gambit. You trained every day for 8 months, then I played 4 tournaments. Went totally downhill. Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, Para-Ode, I've noticed with teaching people that in many cases there's like plateaus. You can train for a year or two and still maybe not improve or seemingly improve, and then you have this sort of sudden growth spurt. It doesn't happen like It doesn't mean that your training went to waste, is what I'm trying to say. You know, you may just not have. It hasn't had time to really sink in yet. Yeah, Sumahair. Guess who plays the Queen C2? I never would have guessed. Never would have guessed. I just want to play something crazy. You know, they've been playing H4 against the Grunfeld. Kind of glad we got a C3 Sicilian. Wonder who that is. Well, Ilinčić, of all people. This is really funny. I think the people that I respect the most are the ones that beat me the most. So, for example, you know, how many Grandmasters have beat me like 6 or 7 times? You know, only Ilinčić and Alexander Ivanov. So I respect the players who have had the best results against me. But even against Ivanov, like, I beat him a couple of times. Ilinčić, I never beat him. But Zlatko's, like, one of Zlatko's funnier quotes was, he's like, ratings don't matter, you know. Just tournament, you know, winning tournaments, and that's all that matters, was his argument. He loves playing, he loves competing. He doesn't care about his rating. He never protected his rating. But here's a guy who was like lifetime, he reached 2570 or something like that. And now he's 2319. So he's 250, at least 250 rating points below his peak. And like, people are make fun of Grandmasters who are 2319. But to qualify it, you can't make comparisons now to the way it was before. It would have been unheard of to have like 2319 Grandmasters. But now, because the rating system has been changed in the last, whenever they started. See, here we go with a draw for PC291. No, I'm not going to accept your draw. What about E5? It's a weird move. What is this? How did this happen? It was weird. That's weird. He plays knight f6. Never thought about that. Huh. He plays an interesting move and offers a draw. A draw costs at least 50 cents. Ageism, yeah, we're going to get Madonna on it. The Madonna 50 cent thing is going viral. It's not just ageism. It's that people have to understand. It didn't happen immediately, but when FIDE made the decision to change the rating system so that it went all the way down to whatever, you know, it didn't used to be like that. There was a minimum rating, you know. So you can't complain, you can't compare. Basically, you can't compare the fact that Vasily Smyslov was 2,500 when he died to, like, you know, Ilinčić, who's like 55 and 2319. Because Vasily Smyslov didn't have to play, you know, 1,900 players who were like 2,300 strength. No, dude, I mean, Arsenal, I'm trapped. I can't change my rating, you know. I have a 10k factor because I've been over 2,400. You know, if I was 2399, I could easily get to 2,500. But now I'm like trapped, you know. Imagine if I had a 40k factor and I was 2399. Or 2301 or whatever. You know, imagine if I had a 40k factor. Of course it's totally unfair. Actually, we should do like a class action lawsuit. Let's like file a class action lawsuit against FIDE for their unfair rating system. You know, I'm serious. I wonder if we can sue them for, because everybody's suing everybody for everything now. I think we should sue FIDE for discrimination against older players with their rating system. You know, it's absolutely discrimination. Absolutely discrimination. I think we can win, dude. Like, that's a winning lawsuit. There's no justification for that, you know, at all. My rating is like going to be 2350 for the rest of my life because of my 10K factor. I can't get rid of it, you know? It takes me, I would have to lose 1,000,000 games to go down, and I have to win 1,000,000 games to go up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I hate FIDE, but the rating system is broken. I'm totally on for the class action lawsuit. So Sumer, I left the Z mode off. Damn, but I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Sorry, I meant to leave the Zen mode on. Yeah, do you know how many games I'd have to win to like? It's crazy. I'd rather just like pretend that I'm 15 years old and start from 1100. It would be easier for me to be 1100 with the 40K factor and gain rating points than to be 23, 36 and try to get to 2500. Like literally. Para-Odi, but let's face it, in Germany, for example, we know that it's relatively easy to achieve the norms in Budapest. Para-Odi, I don't agree with you. That's kind of a total. Have you ever played in Budapest? I never made a norm in Budapest, and I played in IM or GM tournaments. I never once made a norm here. I absolutely disagree with you. That's a totally fabricated concept. In all my tournaments, IM or GM, I never made one norm in 30 tournaments in Budapest. That's absolutely untrue. And by the way, I think open tournaments are a better place to make. Open tournaments are by far better if you want to make a norm. The only reason why these tournaments were popular is because in the old days you had to have a closed tournament as one of your norms. I think it's foolish to play in them now. You should absolutely have a better chance in. You absolutely have a better chance in open tournaments if you can play strong enough players. You meant this in comparison to open tournaments? I mean, it's a question of how strong the open tournament is. If it's strong enough, it's definitely superior. The problem is, if you play in an open tournament and you play someone who's, unrated, you don't have a chance or something like that, so. But if you play in something like Gibraltar or one of these really strong tournaments, that's absolutely the best now. So I tried something crazy here with the H4. There's no comparing Rosen to Esterman, Tomas. Rosen isn't a strong player. He's not even barely an IM. Mark is a good player, but he's a little psychologically messed up. That's my take. Rosen isn't a strong player. He's barely achieved 2400. Whereas Esterman is very, very intense, and he was probably close to strong enough to try to go for the GM title. But my suspicion is that he's psychologically, slightly off. Basically, Rosen is a glorified FIDE master, and that's coming from somebody who, honestly, I'm low rated now. But I mean, my results speak for themselves in the past. I mean, I'm serious. He barely got to 2400. He basically became an IM so he could be accredited as a chess streamer or something. But you can't compare those guys. They're completely different. I mean, I don't like Esterman personally, but as a chess player, I can respect him. I think he's pretty good. Although I didn't think he would be when I first, met him. I honestly didn't think Mark was that talented, but I think I misjudged him in the beginning. He's quite decent tactically, and he's very intense. He's very intense, very hardworking and intense. I don't really know Rosen, but I don't see. I think he's just in it for the making a business out of it. You know, I don't really see him as a chess player. I mean, for a FIDE master, he's okay. Gotham chess is like Rosen. Possibly, I don't know. You know which one of them is stronger. But they both like got IM titles, so they could become chess streamers. But they're both like 2401. They achieved 2401, and they like, oh yeah, we finally did it. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see them. I think Esterman could have kept trying, but like, you know, he sort of had some sort of weakness psychologically, like we all do. I do too. I could probably have been a GM if not for some psychological weaknesses. We all have our weaknesses, but I think in terms of talent, Esserman and I are way ahead of Gotham Chess or Rosen. We're not in the same category, honestly. I would say I'm probably comparable with Esserman, strength-wise, knowledge-wise. I'll give him credit for that. I don't really like him, but I can still be honest about people's game, you know, even if I don't like them personally. Yeah, you gotta respect that he loves chess, but I don't like people who overly self-promote themselves. I mean, those guys just, like, forget it. Alright, now this is weird. This is weird. What did I do? You did this funky move order and tricked me. You could have played e4 right away, so b6 is a mistake. b6 is a mistake. Caught me napping. Alright. So we're gonna have to try something a little desperate here. Well, I have bishop takes c3 check. I'm not sure that's even a good move, honestly. Your idol, Ginger GM? Well, you know, Ginger GM is basically in the category with me and Esserman. And I like him, sure. How can you not like Ginger GM? He's more authentic, I think, you know. But I played Simon years ago. We had a good game when he was young. Alright, d5, ed, ed. I don't know, this doesn't look right. I messed up. But I'm not here to, like, be the, you know... I mean, I'm just bantering. You don't have to take everything I say as like, gospel. You have your own opinions, and maybe I'm wrong. I didn't think Astroman would become an IM. But I've misjudged a lot of people. I didn't think that Hikaru would be a world-class player. I didn't think that Caruana would be more than an average grandmaster. You know, it's hard to tell early on. Yeah, I mean, the problem with Esterman is that he's unstable, you know. He seems psychologically unstable. I've played him, like, quite a few times. And, you know, I've also studied psychology, so I think I'm a fairly good judge of people's, like, psychological stability. He seems a little disturbed. Not as balanced as his other guys. Yeah, it's hard not to like Simon Williams. He plays interesting chess. I definitely respect people who are creative. How can you not, you know? Do you think the variance to play from people with that instability is higher? What do you mean, Arsenal, variance? Variance in play? Like the variance in their results? Totally, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine there'd be a larger gap. Yeah, like Eric Rosen will be 2350 until he's like 80 or something. No, I actually have fairly low variance. I don't have wild swings. The graph is not looking good, but I mean I've gone through some weird periods where I just almost didn't play chess at all. So all right. Who played this against me last time? Well, variance is a thing. Dude, there are people like well, I mean, for example, that's one of the reasons why I never made a GM norm. I mean, my style is too sort of safe. There are some people I know who play wildly aggressive and they never draw and they win and lose almost every game. Sometimes they have a lucky tournament, and performance norms are based, on winning a 2600 plus performance rating. Very balanced style players have a hard time making GM norms. Erdos Victor, for example, he really struggled like getting his GM norms because he had a tendency to play GM tournaments where he was like +3 undefeated every time, and he just keeps missing the norm by like 1 point. But he's like virtually unbeatable. Players like that struggle a little bit. Maybe not with rating, but with like norm performances. Okay, what did I do here? This is just a pseudo Averbach. I mean, I've had psychological weaknesses that affected me. I don't know anything about David Howell. I really don't know him at all. He's too young for me to have much contact with him. Great Lazarus. Never met him. Wow. Dude, would you believe I actually analyzed this? Was it this position? Well, you'd have to analyze it, right? Child prodigy. Who isn't? Nefyadov's not in the simul. What is this? Okay, I started when I was 11, so I have no way to be a child prodigy. There's no way I could be a child prodigy. Yeah, the guy, what's his name you said? David Howell? David Howell came here, I think, in like the early 2000s. But I wasn't in Budapest. I was like back in the States. We've never crossed paths. It's a Nigel Short joke. Oh, it's a Ben Feingold joke. It's like Ben's a good player. Speaking of Ben Feingold and Simon Williams, I still want there to be like a mud wrestling chess biathlon. That's my big fantasy. I need to put on some weight and get in the higher category weight division. I don't know, I guess I'm like a heavyweight or something. I'm not like super heavyweight. What are we doing here? I don't know about that. So I'm playing again for the 17th time in a row. The last game of their first death match was 1100. Arsenal. Look at this G5. Speaking of Arsenal, well, I mean, you gotta have both sexes. You could have, like, mixed doubles, mud wrestling and chess. It wouldn't be fair to not have women in chess, mud wrestling. But I don't want to. I don't want to like stimulate the imaginations of our basest viewers. Well, this could be acerbate. How does he do it? Yabatas, thank you for creating the study for next Thursday, this coming Thursday. How does he do it? I guessed one. I'm not looking. You haven't seen F1? Bijak, Formula One? What do you mean? Why? I don't follow Formula One, but even I know that Verstappen won. But Jeroen mentioned it earlier. They have a world champion in the Netherlands. The numbers don't matter because the Grandmaster title is for life anyway. And most of the money you earn is as a coach, not as a player. I saw this article on, I don't know where it was this morning, some major news network. Either CNN or BBC, but they're like talking about how much money there is in chess. I really, kind of want to smack somebody. Because these people that write these articles, they're so uninformed as to like the real situation on the ground, They're like, the Botez sisters make 6 figures a year. And Hans Niemann was claiming he makes like $6,000 to $9,000 a month streaming chess. But I mean, these things may or may not be true. But the truth is that like the average international master in Hungary, for example, just because I live here, makes like, $1,000 a month or something. And these people are like, oh, chess, it's a new way to make money. First of all, I'm offended that the way we measure whether something's good is whether it can be used to make money. That's offensive, first of all. Because chess, it's all about chess. You have to make a lot of money for chess to be considered. I didn't start playing chess because I wanted to go mainstream and, actually, I like it less if it goes mainstream. But they have no perspective, so there's a handful of people that are making lots of money. But mostly, like, chess players are really, really poor. Almost all of them. To be honest. So the people that wrote this article should... I wanted to write, like, a letter to the editor of whatever it was and be like, look, this is kind of, like, unrealistic, the way you're portraying. They're portraying it like all chess masters are suddenly, raking in, like, thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. It's just... It's really funny. Yeah, it's just totally bullshit. No, but I mean, I'm not. You're not getting my point. There will be a few people that are gonna make money, but it's not about chess. It's about just entertainment. Yeah, write an opinion piece. I mean, I'm very much thinking about it. If I would stream Minecraft, would that mean I get paid by Minecraft? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I didn't become a chess player because I wanted to be rich. What I'm offended by is this misrepresentation that, oh, now all chess players are suddenly making tons of money. That's a fantasy, you know, because the Botez Scissors and Hikaru Nakamura and Hans Niemann, and so 10 people are like getting rich off of chess, but everyone else is, they're gonna forget about chess. The other thing that offended me was on 538. They had coverage, and 538 is a website that specializes in like statistical analysis of politics and stuff like that. And they had this guy covering the World Chess Championship. But what was funny was he was like, chess is broken. That was another one I'd like to send a letter to the editor. Chess is broken because like the first 5 or 6 games of the World Championship was drawn. I'm like, dude, were you even born yet when like Kasparov played Kramnik? I made this point. You heard me say this last week, but Kramnik Kasparov was like how many 20 some games, and there was like 2 decisive games. How many games was it? 20, 18, 21? I don't know. 22? I don't remember how many it was. But nobody complained, nobody complained. It was normal. You have Kasparov playing Kramnik for the World Championship. And Kramnik won 2 games in the whole, that's how he became world champion. He won 2 games. And nobody was like, oh, chess is broken. Because, chess wasn't decided like, NFL or UFC or something like that. It's not broken. It's totally always been like that. We can change it into something that's different, but draws are part of the game. If there wasn't draws, the whole game would essentially be absolutely different. The presence of the possibility of the draw is an essential, I think, part of the game that a lot of people don't really appreciate. Threat of the draw. Journalism is broken. That's true. Yeah, everything. It's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of garbage out there, basically. Another thing I noticed when I read my newsfeed on my phone, like the grammar and the editing of these articles that people like put out, even seemingly reliable, it's just garbage. 90% of like media reporting is just total garbage. I'm not like a militant anti-media person, because a lot of people are, but still, like, at least like spell check your article when you send it in. It's not that hard. I should have studied journalism. That's probably what I would have been better with. I could have gone to the School of Journalism at Boston University. It would have been more practical. My handwriting would probably be better now. How did I land in Hungary? Well, it all started back in 1996. Actually, I told the story before, but I have no personal connection to Hungary. Yeah, I don't remember the move here. Am I supposed to play Queen d6? No, that's not right. Rook e8, I want to say. Rook e8 has to be a move. But the Hungary thing, I was in Boston. Okay, I studied in Boston. I was born in New Jersey. I studied in Boston. I was living in Boston. I was very into chess. I got FIDE Master strength. I was a FIDE Master. Okay, but in the mid-90s, in that era, early mid-90s, like, it wasn't like today where Eric Rosen and Gotham Chess could get their IM titles at some, privately organized tournament at the Marshall Chess Club. It was or Chicago or wherever. It was very, very rare to have a tournament where you could actually qualify for title norms. There was no St. Louis Billionaire Chess Club. There was no Charlotte. There was none of these organizing tournaments every month. I mean, it was very hard to get International Master or GM. And you only had a couple chances every year. I mean, you could play in the New York Open. You could maybe play in the World Open. And then there would be like an occasional round robin somewhere. Maybe New York City at the Marshall or something, but very, very rarely. And I was looking for places I could go. I even went to Australia to play in a tournament. I had to go to Australia to get the opportunity to play for an IM norm. I made my first IM norm in 1996, in summer of 1996, and I had heard about First Saturday. There's this long-running series here of tournaments that's still in existence, and it's actually running right now. This Queen B3 Funkadelic move. So I remember Harry Lyman, who was the benefactor of the Boylston Chess Club. As early as like 1992, I used to go to the chess club, and every time I went to the chess club, he would have all the latest chess magazines like sitting on the table in the office of the chess club at the Boylston in Boston, and he would subscribe to Shockwatch, which was like a Swiss chess magazine. I mean, nobody in the United States subscribed to like this Swiss chess magazines except for Harry, who was like an old master who just loved the game, and he had some money, and he would spend his money buying subscriptions to like every chess magazine. So I saw this advertisement in there for like First Saturday chess tournaments, I think. And then that summer I had some friends who were playing in the Vienna Open. We decided to go to the Vienna Open in Austria in 1996. They had a like Millennium tournament or something. And we went. A bunch of Americans played, like Charlie Hurtan, me, Elon Schwartz. I don't remember if there was anyone else. Joe Fang. And we decided that it didn't make sense to go for just one tournament, so we played another tournament at Lake Balaton, which was like an open. So that was the first time I came to Hungary. We stayed overnight in Budapest and played this tournament in Balaton. I had a really bad result, but we didn't play in Budapest. But that was my first official, unofficial contact with Hungarian chess, let's say. Dude, what is going on here? So then the next year I came back. I decided to go for IM norms, so I came by myself in 1997 for like 3 months and stayed here in Budapest, and I played a series of basically like maybe not five, but I played a series of like maybe four tournaments in 3 months in 1997, and I made a norm in Kecskemét where like I beat Ferenc Berkes in the last round when he was a kid. He was like 2200. I remember I lost one game and then finished with like 7 out of 9, losing to Berkes and drawing 2. And I think I won that tournament. But I never made a norm at First Saturday. So what do I do here? This is pretty crazy. This is not sound. Mr. Slow, you wouldn't do this, would you? Maybe Mr. Slow would be this crazy. Mr. Slow did play this variation once before. So that's my story of how I ended up in Hungary, sort of. I mean, I first came in 97. I stayed for 3 months. I made my second IM norm. Then I went home. I was homesick after 3 months. It was kind of wild here back in 97. It wasn't... It was cheap, but it wasn't as safe as today. I had some weird experiences, but then in 98 I came back. Again, I couldn't make a norm, although I had some good tournaments. My first tournament back in 1998, I played in Budapest, and I had This is a GM tournament. My result was 9 draws, 1 win, and 1 loss. I remember to this day. That's what we're talking about with Arsenal fan. I mean, I'm literally pretty stable player to have, your first round robin GM norm tournament. Your first round robin norm GM tournament, and what's your result? 9 draws, 1 win, and 1 loss. Like, that's pretty solid. That was in 1998. And I missed the norm by like half a point in that tournament, my final norm. I finally made my last norm. And so I got the title in 1999. I made a norm in a tournament in Szeged. I had 3 norms. And then eventually, by the time I got my rating to 2400, I had like 5. I must have had like 5 IM norms. And then my life was pretty interesting for a while. But I decided to kind of start over and make an effort to get the GM title. So in 2004, I moved here intending to just play chess and try to get the GM title. And to be honest, like, I really tried for like 2 years. But what ended up happening was, unfortunately, I've been infected by this thing called poker, and it started like eating away at me, like little by little. It was taking my attention away, because the poker boom had really started in around the early 2000s, and I was fully infected by like 2006, and basically it just totally took over. I basically stopped playing chess, except in the Hungarian Team Championship, and only played poker until I was just playing poker all the time. I mean, I basically played poker nonstop from like 2008 until maybe 2015, like 6 or 7 years. I played some chess, but this is why I never really made a serious run at the GM title. My best chance, my prime time, I basically sacrificed to playing poker. That's the story of my life. Pawn takes, pawn check. Queen takes. You guys just got, I think for the first time in my life, I did a complete story of my later life. We gotta talk about something. Woman. Periode. Well, that's why I stayed here. I didn't plan on living here. Charlie Hurtan, Percy Hepworth mentioned his book. He's got 1 or 2 of my games in there as a sort of tribute to his friends. He likes to include his friends' games, which is nice. Yeah, Charlie and I used to be friends. Well, I mean, we're still friends, but we don't see each other much. I saw him like 2 years ago. He's actually a coin dealer. He bought some old coins I had. So actually, Paraode, if you have any interest in going to First Saturday, parking spaces. Yeah, any city is usually bad with that, but I really need to look at this variation a little bit more, in more depth, because I'm out of book, to be quite honest. Chess people, WJ Loof. One of these days you're going to play. But listen, Periode, if you have interest in coming, the First Saturday is in a better place now. It was in a very bad location for like 3 years, or even more. I can't keep track. Now they brought it back to Moskva Square, which is in a very central location. So I would recommend, if you want to go, yeah, I mean, Well, if you could go without a car, why don't you just go without a car? I mean, why bring a car? Just travel by plane or train. I wouldn't bring a car. Is this snowing in Budapest? Last night I walked home from poker. It was really beautiful. In the center of the city, there is like a street lined with like Christmas lights and stuff, and there was just a dusting of snow on the grass. It was really beautiful. I wanted to take a photo, but I was too tired. I was like walking home at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Wife and children. Never bring your wife and children to a chess tournament. That's rule number 1 of drinking club. Or your girlfriend, if that's the case. Dude, take it from me. I mean, I'm a semi-professional chess player. Don't combine business and pleasure. That's why you lost 200 points. I don't know about this. It's like a really bad Petrov. We're just gonna try to survive. F5 takes, queen takes, knight takes e4, pawn takes e4, bishop takes e4, queen e4. That doesn't look reliable. We're gonna have to do this. The thing I don't want to do. But no, all jokes aside, like I'm thinking of going to the World Senior Championship next year and becoming the first World Senior Championship winner under 50. But yeah, like bringing family to something like that, it's very tricky. Maybe somebody could do it, but it's hard for me to concentrate with my friends and family around. You know, I've on occasion tried to do that. Never really worked very well for me. I always did better when I traveled either by myself or with a friend, maybe one friend or something. I never did the like going with a group of people to tournaments. Some people do that sort of stuff. The Senior World Championship is taking place. It's supposed to. It's not any official information. They didn't have it this year, Mr. Slow. So it's like a CC Italy. I guess it's in central Italy, in Perugia. But I've never been to Italy except by... The only time I went to Italy is when I like illegally crossed the border from Slovenia and the Italian border guard started like chasing me. It was really funny. When you get off the train in like in Slovenia in Nova Gorica, there's like no signs. There's like this whole train station. I got out of the train station and I just like went out the nearest door and then like I walked down the street. It's insane. You're like walking down the street in Italy. You don't even know it. And like some Italian border guards started like following me. I'm like, dude, it's not my fault. Like, why don't you put a sign like, this is Italy, do not cross the line or something. It was really funny. But anyway, that's my joking story about about that. Unbelievable. Who could be dumb enough to like cross over into Italy by accident? They made it incredibly easy. So I've never really been to Italy. I mean, if illegally crossing in the border for 2 minutes doesn't count. Yeah, I violated all sorts of treaties. That was weird. I don't understand how that's even possible. Alright. Knight f6, bishop e6. This is crazy, and white's using like no time. It happened to you too? But when it was still Yugoslavia? You mean like Slovenia? Like the border of Slovenia? So, I mean, I gotta watch out for bishop f4, but I'm also, like, my king is just chilling in the middle of the board. Yeah, I mean, I think we clearly gotta think about this. Move 11. No, this is probably Mr. Slow. It's a Nidorf. Let's guess. Mr. Slow? Yes! We got 2. Alright. What did I do here? What did I do here? I played a bishop e2. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't have played knight f3 here. This is lame. This is pretty lame, man. Why did I play bishop e2 and then knight f3? What is participation restriction for the senior tournament? Well, it's like 2 groups, right? It used to be 65, but now they have 50 and 65. And I won't be old enough to qualify. Ooh, pawn grabber. Arsenal fan. Oh, I thought this was Arsenal fan. Damn, he played other lines like this, remember? We had something similar. You want what the border patrol is like in Afghanistan now. They check to make sure you have enough drugs in your bags. No drug trafficking going on there whatsoever. Man, I think I had this position with my roommate, my ex-roommate. Oh, this was his, like, pet variation. You qualify for the younger age group. Well, I technically don't. Opium and now methamphetamines, too. So they're really branching out. It's out of control, man. I mean, have you seen like some of the pictures of the starving people in Afghanistan? It's a freaking nightmare. Not too bad, Thomas Strangson. I think like Mexico and Afghanistan are my travel, not on my travel plans. Last night, someone was talking about going to Egypt or Mexico. I was like, well, maybe Egypt I would consider. But you couldn't pay me to go to Mexico. Like back in the day, sure. When I was like in college, it was okay. You could go on like spring break in Mexico. But I have Mexican friends, you know. I mean, who've told me what it's like, and I'm not interested, sorry. But Afghanistan, man, I can't imagine. But Juicebox Wizard, you were deployed as a... So you know what that's like. I played Queen C2 in that other game. Do not travel to countries with autocrats. Haha. Which is going to be like the whole world soon, at the rate we're going. Pretty soon you're going to run out of countries, Paraude. Hopefully not, but... Man, I swear I've seen this position somewhere. Do I stream Christmas or New Year? Is it on Christmas? Are we on Christmas? Again? Christmas is Saturday. So I would stream the day after Christmas. Some people celebrate it differently, but I mean, as an American, like the big days of Christmas are the night before Christmas and Christmas. Like I would probably stream on Sunday the 26th. And you know, next Sunday is somebody's birthday. I don't know who that could possibly be. This is just insane. So I'm gonna have to take the rook. Take the rook. Damn, dude. This is just crazy, and the player uses no time. Yesterday, someone showed me a game, and they asked me like to guess how strong their opponent was. I was like, well, they're either a master or 1100. I'm not really sure which one. And I think it's the same thing here. Like, my opponent is either like 2400, like level tactical god, or he's like an 1100 who's just rolling the dice. It's hard to tell like which one. I didn't really count on how big a problem my rook was going to be. It's not you, is it, Thomas Strangson? Is New Year on a Sunday? Yeah, I mean, I should. It's Sundays. I should stream the 2nd and the 26th. Is it mate yet? Well, it's gonna be soon. Yeah, I mean, I checked this variation with a computer. So unless he's got a computer, this is unsound. I mean, this is the kind of move, like, I'll say this. If you're cheating using a computer, this move is probably the kind of thing, like, you want to play. Because now, it's going to be almost impossible for a human to play perfectly in a very complicated position. The engine was like, oh, this is totally bogus. You know, honestly, when I saw this position, I didn't analyze further. I thought white's just lost. But after queen f7, I have to take this, and now he has b4. You know, maybe taking the pawn is a mistake. Actually, not maybe. I mean, I'm fairly sure this was a mistake. It was a big mistake to take on b4. I could have played something a little more sensible, like queen e7. So now I got myself in trouble taking that pawn, because I underestimated the danger of d4. Now I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I might be lost. I feel like there's a very strong chance I'm like lost here. Even though I'm up a piece, and I can take a rook on a1. Because my king is just completely, you know, cut off. But what if I play something interesting? Bishop c4 drops a piece. I really need to get my king to a safe position. But I don't know how to do that. I mean, c5. c5, he's just going to castle. I wish I had an option, I mean, to skip the board. Honestly, that sucks that you can't skip the board. Maybe I'll try. It's not letting me? Alright, we're just going to go on to another game. You see, it automatically takes me back there. I should be able to skip over to the next... Skip to the next game. There's no option to do that. Uh-oh. Mr. Slowhand's like, what about development? Yeah, but I mean, can I afford to lose a whole rook? Development's nice, you know, but if I play knight f6, it's like he's castling. I don't know that that's enough, you know? I mean, maybe I'm just lost. Perhaps one of the games in a new tab. And then it complicates the thing, because then I've got to like get that window on the stream. Buy him off for the draw offer. I can't believe I just took on b4 like a sucker without really properly evaluating the consequences. What about queen a5? There's all these crazy mating nets with bishop f4. I mean, black's lost here. I've got to be lost here. Just like that. I'm almost certain I'm lost. I mean, how am I not lost? It's unbelievable. I didn't take it seriously until it's too late, you know? Simple move. Like, even the last move was probably a mistake. I mean, he's not... Well, he is threatening bishop f4, but my last move was a mistake. Another blunder, you know? But my king has no squares. I guess I should play knight f6. Well, all I know is, like, he played a losing move, and I was like, okay, it's like a total noob. And I expected them to lose in, like, you know, 6 moves. But they unleashed b4. I mean, honestly, like, white's just a piece down here. That's what I'm saying. Is it a noob or is it like a master? You know, that's why I don't understand. It played like a noob, but now it's like a grandmaster. It's like a genius. But maybe they just got lucky, right? Queen takes a1, queen takes a1, castles. Am I getting mated immediately? Queen takes a1, bishop f4 check? He's not mating me there. But queen takes a1, probably worth a try. Bishop f4 check? What do I do? King c5? I mean, it's ridiculous. For example, yeah, queen takes a1, bishop f4 check. I mean, I could play a lot of things. Alright, whatever. I don't know. I'm just lost. I mean, I'm sure I'm lost. But it better not be like an 1100. I mean, it better be an 1100. So here we got h5 in. This looks pretty good. The caveman attack. King's Indian caveman attack. Strikes again. It's not that bad. Now here I messed up. Classical mess up. Against Sumaher. Z. So that's 3 guesses. We knew it was him. Well, actually I cheated. That doesn't count. Because I exposed it before. Alright, it doesn't count. I've got 2 guesses. You have time to take the rook at a1? I took it, but I have time. I think my king is baked into the board. I don't know. I guess c5. What else? Yo, Arsenal fan. Did we get Arsenal fan yet? He just played queen h5. I can't imagine what your threat is. Arsenal fan. You're trying to play g6. What are we doing? What is this? What is this? Did we say this is Mr. Slow? No. I didn't show who this is. C3 Sicilian. There's also Para Ode, who's a good player. I don't know who he is. Who would play the C3 Sicilian? Bishop e6. Yes. That's normal. Well, I guess I have to do something. Don't like my gambit there. Why did I play queen c7? I did it again. I played queen c7 again? I totally swear to God I didn't mean to play queen c7. I meant to play bishop g4. That's so weird. I wanted to play bishop g4 and I played queen c7 instead. I did this variation against him before. Yeah, Arsenal, I mean, you know, you have to feel like hungry to play chess. You shouldn't play if you don't feel like up to it or you're not in the mood. Mm-hmm. The roommate variation. This looks extremely dangerous for black. Rook e1. d5. Rook takes e4? No. Knight g5? No. There's all kinds of crazy here. Astrobate and I are having a thematic tournament on this variation. This is like our third time. Hmm. Yeah, overeating is not good. Walter Brown's cardinal rule. Do not eat before you play. Never eat a big meal. It's okay to eat light food, but don't eat a big meal right before the game. Very bad idea. Yeah, it looks like Arsenal just was way too speculative about sacrificing this pawn. What? What? A3 is a funny move. Where's move 11? Move it. Move it. So it's like no summon on sound today either. This is like one of his silly rabbit tricks. So knight c5 maybe? I don't know, that's not a good idea. I think I need to develop. Development is a good idea, as Mr. Slowhand would say. What about development? Pawn takes d4, knight e4, pawn e4, bishop e4. My little pawnies. Knight e4, pawn e4, bishop e4. So I'm having trouble like effectively developing my knight to c6 where it wants to be. Knight, let's see. Pawn takes d4, knight takes e4. Pawn takes e4, bishop takes e4. Bishop takes e4. Queen takes e4. And I can't play knight c6. Anyway, my position sucks. f5, however. f5. I do have bad position, as always. Sometimes I tend to play the opening a little too fast, and then I get myself in trouble. I made another crazy move here, playing too fast. He threw me off with knight f3. Like, I expect the main line, which is either a3 or e4, and Sumaher just plays knight f3. I guess I've played c5 in the past here, but I wasn't thinking clearly. And I just played b6, and it's not really good because of e4. And white's just better now. This looks like an Alyakin simul game. Knight d2 though, I mean that's kind of a slow move, honestly. Should knight d2 really be that big of a problem? So what do? Maybe we just like play knight c6 anyway? I'm really burning way too much time. Wheelie. Wheelie wheelie. Since your girlfriend dumped you. So yeah, to spite her, I'll become a good cook. I don't cook now because of my hatred for the tiny kitchen in my apartment. But I like cooking generally. But I have this thing about like having enough room, you know. I was gonna say personal space, but I don't know, it's kind of this claustrophobic thing. When the kitchen's small, I feel like there's nowhere to move. I want to play rook d1 here, but that seems wrong. Knight c6 is totally wrong. That's not the right move. So he's no real threat. I mean, knight b4. What was my cooking specialty? I like doing steak. Nice, juicy red meat. Ribeye steaks. I like grilling stuff. But I do other stuff too. I have a pretty diverse repertoire. My favorite thing to do is like grilling steaks and fish on the barbecue. Yeah, I don't really have a balcony, which sucks. So I can't grill here. And we live in this old school building where it's just like a courtyard and you can't like barbecue. Yeah, there's a huge void in Budapest for like a good steakhouse actually. To mention it, now that you mention it, I think like probably somewhere in some hotel there may be, but there's pretty much a void. If you look on like the food delivery apps and try to find like steak in Budapest, there is not a lot of good options. It's pretty weak. So I think the potential is there for a steak restaurant specializing in steaks. Well, here we go. Is h5 a good idea? Maybe not. Arsenal's like gonna go nuts here. Let's not say we did. Let's do a little development first. I like grilling things like swordfish. Swordfish is almost impossible. Like there'd be no way I could get swordfish. Once when I was in Budapest, a restaurant offered swordfish that I miss. So knight takes d5. Yeah, I guess he's got that. Knight takes d5 takes, bishop takes. What is going on? What is going on? What is this here? What? e4. Boom. I don't know. That probably doesn't work at all. Yeah, Southeast Asia. I used to get swordfish at home. I would buy it in the fish market, fresh. I know that it's like kind of unethical. Now I sound like Tony Curtis. What is this? I can get salmon here. The swordfish is not available. You probably could, but it would cost you an arm and a leg. I'd have to order it special. Do they even have? I mean, do they have swordfish in the Mediterranean? Are there swordfish in the Mediterranean? It's a good question. Queen D1. Alright, it's been a while since I played this kind of position. Or would they have to get them from like the North Sea? It sucks living in a landlocked country when you grow up near the ocean. I never ate freshwater fish till I moved here. But I started to like catfish. I've actually never cooked catfish, but I like. They make one typical dish in Hungary is catfish soup, which is quite good, tasty. Lots of paprika, obviously. I'm a little far from the Atlantic Ocean. The best we can do is like the North Sea, the Black Sea, or the Mediterranean. As far as fish products in Hungary. I gotta be careful there. He's like attacking F2. Yeah, this looks good. Caveman attack works. Who could this be? Move 11? It used a lot of time and it was d4, d5. Could be. Would move 11 play d4, d5? No, this is a Slav player. Alright guys, I didn't guess too many opponents today. I've been busy talking. I really have social. I think I'm socially needy. Not just living in a country where I'm not a native, like I'm an alien, but then the pandemic on top of that, I feel like streaming is my only social like chance to talk with you guys. I mean, I play poker and stuff. I talk too much. At poker, people think I'm taking drugs or something. Well, you were in Zambia last month? Isn't the African Grandmaster Sumatoe from Zambia? I played him in New York. I never heard anything about him though, you know. You'd think like the guy who was essentially the only black African Grandmaster would have been kind of like world famous. I never heard anything about him. I think he was Zambian. Lost to the guy. One of my worst tournaments of all time. Like, it was one of these round robin tournaments where I never won a single game. It happened twice. But I was really depressed. I was like mega depressed. I was drinking way too much during that tournament and in that time. my former life. So you did this. You took on c4. This player with a weird knight c6. Greed is good. What a greedy guy. The deformed stonewall. You feel like the biggest problem with alcohol is the depression the days after? I never really thought of that. I just kept going, you know, like in a cycle of doing it for a while and then sort of stopped. I never consciously thought about the depression while it was happening. It was kind of hard to explain. But my result was horrible. Anyway, it was like anxiety related, but I really had a terrible performance. I mean, you can't play an international chess tournament while you're like drinking 2 bottles of wine every day. Wickiewicz just like killed himself doing that. It's wow, bishop f4 check first. Okay. That's probably a good move, why not? Draw? I'm gonna offer a draw. Someone suggested I offer a draw before. No, seriously, should I play c5 or d5 here? This is an important question. I guess they declined my draw. It was like instantly declined. It was invisible, but they instantly declined my draw. We'll see if this is all like engine moves by white after the game. But I predict it's either 2200 or like 1100. Was there anybody that low rated in the simul though? I was just drinking to deal with anxiety. It was like self-medicating, you know. I wasn't drinking because I was depressed. But it killed my chess results. Like that tournament, you know, it's hard to play chess when you have a hangover every day. Honestly. It's pretty tough. I was young, you know, back then in like 2003, but sure, you're right. Of course, Arsenal. They are linked. Inexorably. Right? That's the word I'm looking for. Why would I go anywhere but d5? d5 is the place to be, right? Right. I want to be where the action is. Inexorably linked. Anyway, we're going to have to stop the Zen mode. So this is Goiju playing the crazy variation. We know this is Asterbate. Big Dummy played a very strange move, that A3. It's a Nokia attack with bishop E5. A3 system. I mean, I could take with the pawn if I want to there. Extremely bipolar. I thought this was Arsenal fan because of that system he played. Interesting. Interesting thought, Mr. Coffee. Yeah, that's cool. A very philosophical way to put it. I'm going to cash in my dark square bishop there. F5! Oh my god. This is tic-tacs. Tic-tacs. In Hungarian it would be tic-tac. Tic-tacs. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. So I can sack the exchange. It's unclear if I have enough compensation. sacking the exchange here. I was thinking like pawn takes rook, pawn takes d6. It looks shady, honestly. I don't think I can really get away with it. I think I'm gonna have to be careful and just bear down now. I basically messed up. f5 is a good move. I don't know. I don't know. This could be problematic. Yeah, rook h4 might even be something I should seriously consider. I mean, it's not like he's going to play g5. But what does my rook do there? Yeah. Maybe I should just go back to e1. That would be the most rational move. What's the score? 2 noobs who quit. So I'm playing wow, Tezek with a good rouser here. What was this? This was like a mainline rouser. Yeah, this f3 line is kind of bugging me. How did you do that? It's not a rouser, it's an English attack. My problem is that I thought it was a rouser. No, that's not good. What I did here is not really good. I misplayed it. I'm playing the rouser, the English attack, thinking it's a rouser. Not a good idea. So knight c6. Knight c6 f4. What's up with that? Knight c6 f4. Sam. I lost to 2 people in a line like this. Ilya Fiegler and Sam Palatnik. But it was h6. I had h6 in. I don't think that matters a lot. Okay, guys. What was it after knight g4? I mean, this is like my game with Fiegler. It would have been knight c6 f4. I remember Fiegler's king ended up on f1. And I just didn't get any play and I lost. If I play knight c6 and he plays f4... Why don't I just play knight takes e5? Then knight d5, knight c6. That has to be the better way to do this. I'd rather just be down a pawn. Mr. Coffee, thanks, man, for the bits. It's a little late for the hype train, but I appreciate it, man. No complaining. Sorry, I'm getting there as fast as I can. Oof. This is a Botvinnik idea. Right. So I'm basically just dead. Oh my god. Move 11, you've got to be serious. You seriously played knight takes e5? I told you it was either like a 2200 or an 1100. Jesus Christ, I can't believe you would play this. Why is move 11 playing the Rossalimo, first of all? Dude, this is not sound for white. I can't believe this is sound. He's had a really good score against me lately. I mean, I literally thought it was an 1100 when you did this. And I was like, okay, whatever, you know, it's an 1100. And only after b4 did it start to settle in that I was maybe facing someone dangerous. And then it's like, if I make a safe move here, as I said, like queen e7, I guess I'm clearly better. You know, it's like the Cochrane Gambit or something. But once I take here, man, it looks like I'm in trouble. It just hit me You know, even now I can play queen e7. I took like a series of... It basically took a series of blunders for me to end up like an idiot. Oh, I did play queen e7. Maybe I should play king takes e5. That's not a thing, is it? Wouldn't that be a blip if like king takes e5 was a better move? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I'm totally not surprised this is a strong player. I knew it wasn't like an 1800. It had to either be a really good player or a really weak player. But now it's becoming clear that it was one of the stronger players. I said I was lost. I think I'm just lost. But there could be a computer like saved somewhere, but I don't think so. My rook's hanging, my king's stuck in the middle of the board, you know. I guess the plan was to try to hold on to my rook. How long am I going to survive here? Like, seriously. Alright. Yeah, so I didn't want to play this variation either. Queen d2. Wait, didn't you play f4? No, didn't you play bishop f4 last time? I don't think we had the same game last time. Move 11 is on tilt. He has chess tilt. I almost went on tilt in poker last night. I had this insane hand where we were playing 5-card Omaha, and I had like nut straight draw, nuts flush draw, every kind of nut draw going in the river, and all my money in, and it was like... The guy asked me if I wanted to run it once or run it twice, and I was like, yeah, twice, fine. So we run it twice, and the guy gets like quad queens on one side, and then I blank the other. I basically had like better chances than my opponent, and I ended up like losing both. I managed to recoup my composure. The guy, I mean, seriously, like, I thought he was kidding when he was like, he has 4 queens. Yeah, okay, nice. Later on, he would lose to a 4 of a kind in a big pot too. Why would he ask to run it twice? Well, he was kind of a noob. But anyway, he was doing that every time. He didn't care. It's kind of a friendly game, so most people are like, generally will let you run it twice no matter what. Very few people are like, no, just once. It's kind of like etiquette in a way. Like, it's friendly to run it twice, and most people want to... He didn't know. He didn't know if the percentages are against him, honestly. He couldn't have known, I mean, I could have had the better hand. Nobody knows, But I was like... I mean, in most cases, I usually have a strong hand or I have a draw to the nuts. I try to play correctly. I'm rarely, like, bluffing. And it was funny. Well, it's just in our game. It's a friendly... It's just kind of a friendly game. I don't think it's the case everywhere, Arsenal. It's like, in Rome, do as the Romans do. Generally, most people are like, whatever you want, We run it 3 times. Although, occasionally they'll run it 3 times. So this is Kasparov 2022. Yeah, he's a strong player, 24-26. So we played him before under a different name. But anyway, I was close to tilting. But I managed to recover myself. It all balances out in the long run, hopefully. I was nearly broke at one point. Alright. Queen c3 doesn't seem right. Uber driver playing the Tarash. So Thomas Threnson played this gambit. The Threnson gambit. It's somewhat unsoundian. So I should just take and play c6. It took me a while to spot it. How did Nepo play that g3 move in last game? God, how could you watch the last game? Nepo played like a teenager. I don't know, man. But I guess it's easy to talk, you know. I mean, I've never faced Magnus in his prime. He's got to be extremely intimidating to play against. It feels very psychological to me, you know. I never really followed Nepo, but I mean, just to collapse and crumble because he lost 100 move game, it seemed like he totally just fell apart. I mean, for an average Grandmaster, yeah, but he's like 2770, top 10 in the world, and he just collapses psychologically because he lost one game. It's a little over the top, you know. Maybe it was the Russian betting mafia. So was Dubov on Carlsen's team? Didn't Magnus like reveal who his team was or something? The big reveal. I saw a photo of Magnus with Dubov. That guy's very creative. Yeah, but I mean, the Pomniachi was like giving away his rating points. You know, I mean, might as well. It's ridiculous. Might as well like resign the match earlier. The last games, he didn't even try. I mean, what was going on there? Nice position for White. He's back on f3 now. The Russians were mad about Dubov being on their team. Putin's not happy. Putin. Yeah, we got to go back to the Cold War. Interesting stuff going on politically in the world. I didn't think we would go back to a Cold War, but maybe I'm naive, you know. Well, if anybody's going to disappear, I guess Kasparov would disappear first. If a chess player was going to disappear... No, I don't think that Putin cares about that. Whatever. Chess just isn't important enough. Now in China, it would be more likely that somebody would start disappearing. A sports... Kasparov getting like radioactive poisoning or something. You know, that I would believe. But I don't think he'll just disappear. That's how they do it in... Maybe that's how they do it in Saudi Arabia. Oh, this is great, Lazarus. Now, another player who I thought was an 1100. Because, like, who plays the Stonewall with putting their knight on c6? Like, that's not a move. It's not a move. It's not even a move. How can you be 2400 in rapid and play that move? I don't understand. What is that? So here again, like, I assume my opponent is like 1100, but it turns out he's the highest rated player in the simul. By the way, like, nobody over 2400 is allowed to play in simuls. Great, Lazarus. You're over the rating limit. Taking on c4 with knight c6 in the Stonewall. That's the standard line. Wow, knight b4 for Mr. Slow. Alright, well, this could be a problem. I'm gonna have to play bishop c4, I guess. Like, full tempo down. Dubois would go unnoticed. Today's social media world? Are you kidding me? Dubois is a cult chess hero. Objectively, he's more important than Kasparov. Yeah, so this is similar to my game with Ilya Fiedler. CK Law is really busted here. But I'm not sure the best way to do this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I should play the objective, obvious move there. In Game of Thrones, I had a similar line with someone else, and I have to confess... I guess I have to confess that my lack of knowledge in this Scotch for knights is making it hard to play for a win. Well, Kasparov remained in Russia for a long time. You know, it's pretty interesting. He certainly, like, gave Putin lots of time to take him out, you know, to be honest. And Putin didn't. You know, he could have moved on Kasparov. He was an opposition figure. Pretty much openly. Alright, we're running out of time already. This feels wrong, so let's do it. Damn, dude. I don't like that. That is not a friendly move. Not a friendly move. Senor. So we're going to have to be very, very quiet. Yeah, I mean, Kasparov... Yeah, this is an embarrassing game. Kasparov, obviously living in the United States, but I suspect, you know, I mean, obviously Kasparov could live anywhere in the world he wanted to. He has plenty of resources. Maybe Sinkfield had something to do with it. I mean, like, objectively, Kasparov started getting friendly with Sinkfield, and that St. Louis, he started playing in those St. Louis tournaments. Maybe they talked him into living in the U.S. You can't believe I took e5. It's a central pawn. And I already, like, have my king on e5 against move 11. I like e5. It's just my favorite square. I'm like Morales. Whoa, bishop takes e7. Knight e7, knight e7 check, king h8. Yeah, the game against Fiedler was very similar, but I don't know. I don't remember. So rook e8, knight c7. Rook takes e7, knight takes a8. That's really not very convincing. I guess I take this and take my chances here. I mean, obviously Goju's position looks crazy, but he is up a pawn. But pawn is pawn. Pawn spawn. A4 B4. A4 B4. Does that do anything? What does that do for me? D6 just loses a pawn. You know, I've got to prove something here. So acerbate. Master of development. I've got some bad games here. Move 11 is just murdering me. And these guys, they're just pretending to be 1100s. If I take, you take with the knight. I play c5, knight c6, queen d7. I don't know, man. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe this is wrong. Yeah, Game of Thrones said thanks for playing the main line. Yeah, well, that's the only line I know. I mean, my knowledge of this opening, like, is basically analyzing, like, one of Nimzovich's games or something. I mean, I really don't know a lot of theory. Take, rook e1, king e7, I'm in trouble. So I probably have to take with the pawn here. I guess I'm worse. What? Tezek just ignored it. How's the material there? We're doing well, right? Move 11. You suckered me. It's that old, like, pretend I'm an 1100 trick. There was this show called Get Smart. I've watched, like, every episode with my son. Maxwell Smart was this bumbling, like, detective. But he would always say, oh, it's the old so-and-so trick, you know. That's the pretend you're an 1100 trick with knight takes e5. Just, if I had known it was move 11, I would have been careful, you know. But of course, I'm like, oh, okay, knight takes e5. It's a 1400, you know. I mean, this is crazy. Plus the fact that he doesn't play the Rouser. I mean, the Rossalimo. This is weird. How's my development? Yeah, the Cone of Silence. That was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. And I share these things with my kid. Yeah, I took an e5. Honestly, Arsenal fan, I can understand why you're slightly surprised. I mean, it does look a little risky. I'm obviously on semi-tilt. The move 11 game. Now you're trapping my queen with bishop f4. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe. What if I play queen d6? Oh, you've got more tactics. You got more tactics with takes on there. So what do I have to do? I have to like take on h5 and then you have another threat? Yeah, so this is far more dangerous than... I probably didn't think it through enough. I guess I have f5 though. f5? That's a demented move. I mean, honestly, I just took it on principle. So bishop d6, f4, bishop d6. He just takes on g6. Takes on g6 twice. What an animal. Yeah, the caveman style works better against me than trying to play like safe, correct chess. Someone on Sound has showed that, you know, his maniac style works best here. Okay, what about knight f5? Knight f5 is just, wow. Man, come on. You're going to take on g6 and take... What if I played knight c6? No, there's so many tempi. Yeah, this is so barbaric. Barbarist. He's a chess barber. You're a chess barber, man. Barbar sauce. f5 takes, knight takes. Is f5 just insane? It's really insane, isn't it? What am I gonna do? Castles. I don't like any of my moves. Four wins, no losses, no draws. I tried to offer a draw to move 11. I thought he was an 1100. I was like, they might bite, you know? Chess barbarism. So I have two problems. Okay, g6 is hanging and my queen is trapped. Other than that, everything's fine. There is queen d6. We should think about giving back some material. I mean, theoretically, I could play like knight e7, retrieve my queen back to g7 and g8. How sick is that? Speaking of Nimzovich. This is insane. Alright. This is insane. Yeah. Got a nice little Catalan position there. I like your style. Wants to trade queens. Tick-tock. Figaro that out. Give me that. I'm into taking pawns. I'm into taking pawns. Now he has bishop g7. So what do I got? Two bishops. I've got a bishop. Wait. I've got two bishops and a rook for the queen. Are you serious? So I'm actually off material here? Wow. It's not that bad, is it? If I'm not mated, it's okay. I have enough material if I don't get mated. I wasn't sure. I wasn't counting. Who's counting? Counting materialists. It's really overrated. Well, bishop c5 looks like a good square. e4. I think this is a good move, honestly. Under the circumstances. Now this pawn duo. That's really, really a little scary. Maybe my last chance to take it out. There are other moves, though. For example, rook d1, g5, rook d4. And I'm not so sure he can get away with. Then there's the c file, though. I'm going to gamble on this. He's used no time for the whole game. Man, he had bishop takes g7. You know, now it's probably not enough. We're just better here. But it's a very sterile position. Not a lot going on. Put my queen out of position. We have compensation, I guess. The wheel of compensation. The wheel of compensation turns. $29 for only $29.99. It's like a Mora gambit. Very sort of boring strategic struggle there. So he went for f3. That could be interesting. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It looks like I made a very bad mistake. Black has played very quickly here. f3. Phew. I missed something. That is not good. Man, can't believe it. He's used -3 minutes, and now I'm like lost because of a tactic I didn't see. I mean, I could have just taken on f4. Point was his e-pawn drops, but if you calculate far enough, not so simple. I'm probably like losing here. Point was I have rook d4, but I get back rank mated. But he has to calculate pretty deeply. Rook d4, rook c8. I missed rook c8. Now rook e4, rook e4, rook e4, and rook c2. And I have no way to protect my bishop and avoid the back rank mate. I need like one more move. It's just brutal. You just have to try to survive somehow. I don't know. He's used 0 time for the whole game. Alright. What are we going to do? Really? Really? Knight takes e5? Well, I don't have a choice. Place to go. We need a place to go. The shocking bishop e6. Never seen such a thing. Alright. Gotta go back. I basically like wasted a move in that opening. Now Flair is in trouble. Flair, could you take with a knight? Maybe? I think you can take with a knight. Because bishop g2 is sort of dangerous for me. That was your best chance. Now black's just clearly better. g5. Well, that's enough of that. I guess h3, huh? Then what? g5, h3. So Great Lazarus has won 4.5 out of the last 5 games against me. I hope the score is going to get better at some point soon. Right. This may be a blunder. Hopefully it's a blunder. Playing for cheapos. Yeah, alright. So knight a4? Thank you. Right, I don't mind if I do. Right. Quick-witted Arsenal. Spotted bishop e5. Hey, is my knight trapped? No. My rook is trapped. I never would have known about that. This is kind of tricky. Interesting. Extreme bipolar play. Yeah, I mean, Sumaher is real big on space. He's a spatial person. Oh, man. You just never get any credit for your jokes. Never get any credit. Get it? He's a spatial person. Yep. No one's even watching anymore. Alright, come on. This is the best part where I start to melt down and rage quit. You guys can't stop watching now. Rage quit is the best part. Knight c4. Oh my god. Gotta do this. That's gotta be another blunder. Wow, my opponent is a little blitz happy. It appears. Why can't I play bishop d4? Bishop d4. You have a move there? How about rook e3? We move there as well. Rook c1. Looks dangerous to me. Lunch Pop-Up did not achieve the same position as Fiegler. Yeah, e5's best move. Computer would agree, I'm sure. That's what I was afraid of. Here for the money. For the big money. Knight takes e5. Space Master. What are you going to do? You know, you got to trade off pieces. I was afraid of this. Seriously. Moazo. I don't remember Moazo. Do you guys remember Moazo? I didn't know we had Moazo. Did he like get in by accident? He's used a lot of time. Yeah, my favorite game show when I was a kid, Move 11. Press your luck. That was the best, man. They probably tried to bring that back. I am officially not happy here. Queen b6? Who even finds that? We have to think outside the box in this one. I feel like Arsenal fan kind of like let me off the hook there. Going to the cashier a little quick. Quick to the cashier. Well, any ideas? Reel in the big one. I'll take a cashier's check. Yeah, I'm not real happy with the way I played this game. Lucky I'm still there. You're just going to float an idea. We stopped doing puns. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somehow Tic-Tac gained time. Rook takes. Rook takes, pawn takes. Yes. But this is complicated. Tic-Tacs is like doing the Ian the Pomniachi, where you play too fast. Bad time management is its real serious problem. It's a very serious problem that apparently affects 2800s quite frequently. Rook e8. Apply pressure to the injured area. Dude, it feels like we're in Capablanca Botvinnik world here. Need for sleaze. No need to be so primitive. Bishop takes f6. Well, this is para ode. Yeah, I thought you would do that. I don't mind. I'm a big fan of trading queens. Rule number 4 of Drinking Club. Sleazy tricks unlimited. Yeah, I find that pawn to be extremely problematic. I don't care if you trade it off. Knight h4. Knight d4. Sacking another pawn. And then he'll play knight d6. That's alright. Yeah, that's probably not alright, actually. Now the old exchange sacrifice. Never seen that one before. It's not going to work here, though. You're not doing that here. Don't even think about it. We're boring Mr. Sohan to death. It's like Anand Esserman. A6. Yeah, that's what Fiedler did too. It was King F1 at some point. But your position isn't as good as his was. I have a way better version here than my game with Ilya. Okay, so this looks bad because of f2 check, right? But I have, you know, strong pawns too. strong pawnski. Rook f2. Rook f1. f2 check. Yeah, I guess I should play that. I mean, then I have king g3. And we make him put his bishop on h4, which is pretty darn bad square. Strong pawnski. The Fianchetto Queen. It's a theme today. Alright, way too fast. You guys need to slow down. I think I had a very similar game once. Speaking of exchange sacrifices, I'm thinking about Queen A4. Is that a normal thing to have on your mind? Thinking of a number between 1 and 6. Okay, Rook. No, he's doubling. Okay, A5, B4, right? What else? Knight E5. What's wrong with Knight E5? Bishop F4 will happen later. That's what's wrong with it. Knight A5. No, this is like normal stuff. Yeah, you stopped it. Good for you. Good for you. Sleazy trickseer. Speaking of Fianchetto Queens, I'm starting to like Black's position here. My wrong rook? Is it the wrong rook? Oh no, the one move threat? That's just not nice. Wow. Oh my god, and there's like, yeah, maybe, man, there's even like Knight G6. Are you serious? Extreme bipolar play? Wow. I want to overreact here. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Uber driver. Wow. Okay. Rook E7. The tactical tricks everywhere. All kinds of tactical tricks. And I don't have a lot of time. White's position is probably okay. Queen takes or pawn takes. Asterbate played this with the wrong recapture. Knight takes was fine. I don't know why you didn't do that. Okay, so what is happening here? What is happening? Whoa, dude. Two worms on the arc. Arcus Wormius. Where am I supposed to put my queen? Oh, you're headed for H4. I mean, this looks super dangerous, but he is trading off a rook here. Air, please. I need some air. Classic. Now what do I do? Bishop d6. What a position. You gotta love this. Bishop c5. Everything drops the g7 pawn. He's always on my pawns at inconvenient times. h6. No, knight f3 is an issue, huh? What if I played rook g8? Rook g8. King f5, knight d4. King g5. I don't know if this is best. I'm a little concerned. The endgame of Thrones. What just happened? Where did that game go? Okay. Take. Takey. Tic-tac plays too fast. Man, this is a really, really weird move. by Teziak. He should have taken on f7 or play queen d5. He totally picked the wrong way to go there. Obviously going to be a long, tough game against Percy. Percy gets a lot of Thomas the Tank Engine jokes. Please don't mate me. Alright, takes. Offered a draw. What? You're not getting a draw. You already beat me. You're inciting, you're like Nefedov, inciting me. If I get any lower on time, I'll think about it. Right now I'm gonna try to win. I'm gonna keep trying to win. But I will think about it if the time really becomes a huge issue. I might have to offer a draw myself. Draw issue. Draw a picture. Draw shoe. Now, is there any tricks? Yes. We have tricks. Queen b6. Queen b6e. 6e. Queen move. I like this. Betwixt. Betwixt. What? Queen takes. Betwixt or between. Two knights or opposite color bishops. I don't know. It's a bad bishop, right? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just blundered. What's happening? This is so weird. I guess I had knight b4 and I missed it. Now you're attacking my pawn. Tactics. No threats whatsoever. Mr. Slohan with the d5. He's getting in d5. No. I was going to play bishop g5. You're getting this in? Seriously? Just in time? Weird, dude, is all I can say. Just weird. Weird game. He gets down to 3 minutes, but he'll have 3 minutes for the rest of the game. He'll always have 3 minutes. Alright, queen d7? No. That's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? It is. It's crazy. I should take. We gotta take. Always take. Always take, it might be mate. There's some neat tricks here. Wait, what? You got a tactical trick? Man, what a sleaze. Another trick. With 1 minute. Yeah. Whatever. Wow, knight d4 saves you? I don't believe it. That saves him here. Man, I don't believe it. Tic Tacs is going for the all-time time record. What happened? Queen d1? Uh-oh. Arsenio Hall. Sorry for barking. Bob Barker. Name the game show. Check. I don't feel like mating myself, so I guess I'm going to go back here. Interesting endgame with no time left. Hate it when people play for time. It's on the 4 cardinal sins of the simul. No London this time. What? Queen trades. Wait, what? We have a smooth pawn structure. Hello? Where are you? Move Mr. Slow with 37 seconds. Dude, leave me alone with that. Oh, I just blundered my queen. Uber driver attacked my queen, and I just didn't move it. Another high quality win by Uber driver. Ruining my... Anyway, impossible to maintain perfect score. Now the pressure's off. Phew, that's a relief. I don't know, what is he doing with knight e5? He had to move his knight. Yeah, I lost my focus. I saw it before, too. Saw it before. Too late. I seen it originally and then forgot about it. Wow. What an amazing position this is. Yep. Blundered my queen on a one mover. Queen takes d4 check. Speaking of blundering your queen. He's paying me back. It's like, give a coffee, take a coffee. B-Jock's paying me back for my blunder against Uber driver. Draw. Come on, Lichess, what are you doing? I knew this was going to be an issue. This discovery. Yeah, there's no takebacks. That sucks. Well, I've got to play, I guess, this or something. Interesting endgame. I'm sorry it has to be destroyed. That's having no time left. The what? What happened? Oh, that was a knight, and you take with a pawn. Tricked me. He tricked me. I didn't expect that. Damn. Oh, my rook is hanging. That's good to know. Ode kind of snuck out of this. So what is this, a draw? You're threatening mate? That's okay. Mr. Sloan is... He's gaining time. He's gaining time even though he's like worse with 30 seconds. This is what happens every time against him. He's like worse and he somehow gains time against me. Even though he has like the more difficult his position gets, the better he plays. It's like crazy. How is that even possible? Check this guy out. He's had the same amount of time as usual. I said this would happen. He's always at 3 minutes. He like purposely lets his time run down to 3 minutes to make it look like I really had a chance. Get me. Give me some hope. Check. Alright. Wow, the G7 pawn, nice. Give me some hope, please. Damn it. Tazek has 11 minutes left? Whoa. Alright. Where's my time going? Why does it take me like 6 moves? Why does it take me 6 minutes to like make a move, you know? That's what I want to know. It takes like 30 seconds to go between moves. For the you know, board to like switch or whatever, it takes half an hour. I don't know what's happening there. I'm probably better, but it's just too confusing. Wait, I have queen f5? No, queen d3? Yeah, Mr. Slow finds every kind of amazing move with seconds left. And then we wonder why he's 1900 in Blitz. It's like, how is that even possible? And this guy is like Bobby Fischer playing white. Yeah. Man, you guys are unbelievable with the time. But why is it taking so long for my board to like switch over? That's my problem. What? This guy, dude. I don't know what's happening here. He's gonna offer a draw against Arsenal fan. It's too unclear. I thought I was better, but I'm not sure. This is very unclear. Mr. Slow is gonna flag me, even though he had less time. Damn. Lazarus never was in a situation where he would actually lose on time. What? Whoa, dude, stop trying to flag me. I'm gonna opt for a draw there. It's not enough. Not enough. Tactic master. Alright. Queen. Tezik, how do you have so much time left? That's so sick. Man, Thomas Treinson totally playing for the flag win. I didn't know you did that. That's not fair. I know you offered a draw earlier, but I can't take a draw in a like pawn up ending. I mean, that's just... Damn, dude. So I'm going to flag to the guy. The sleazy time guys are successfully taking me down. You took my knight. He had my knight. At the end of the day, are you serious? You calculated all that out in advance? Oh my god. My knight was hanging? It's unbelievable. And I'm going to lose this guy. That's really ridiculous. You guys who play for time are gonna like pay. You're gonna pay later. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's so disgusting. He has 25 minutes left and he was completely lost. Playing for time. Just attack something. Yeah, these guys are like making instantaneous moves. Alright. What am I doing here? Bishop takes. I can't believe Kasparov stole my knight. I didn't even know it was attacked. How did my knight get attacked? When did my knight get attacked? Oh, you've got a queen trade. Imagine that. Yeah. Oh no. What is happening here? You traded bishops? You're avoiding the flag. You have 5 minutes. You have all day. What are you talking about? You have a year to make your move. You're not getting flagged. There's people like 30 seconds. You have nothing to worry about. You have like 4 or 5 minutes. It's a ton of time. Plus you have a 30-second increment. You could literally never lose on time. I mean, the people with like, less than 2 minutes, okay, they have legitimate reason to be worried. And I understand that they've got to move fast. But the guys who have like 25 minutes, the guy who had 25 minutes and the lost rook ending, I mean, he clearly played from the flag, like from move 1. That's the thing that irritates me the most. I've said this many times. I have to repeat it every week. That's why I put it in the description to the simul. Obviously. Please don't play bullet chess. Alright, what's happening here? Move 11 is super tricky. Somehow he'll win both my bishops. So 8 draws, 9 wins, 3 losses so far. But that irritates me to lose a totally winning rook ending to a guy who has 25 minutes. He has 10 minutes more than he started with. Like, I will absolutely not play that player anymore. Your entire goal the whole game was to like win on time against me. It's like you missed the whole point. That's what really pisses me off. Generally, I don't mind losing, but this game is just a waste of time. You're just trying to play fast to win on time. It's not chess. That's ridiculous. It's bullet chess is what it is. People are playing a lot of bullet. So they're obsessed with it. I have no idea why Great Lazarus just randomly sacrificed the exchange for no reason whatsoever. I'm not really quite sure about that. It seemed like a strange thing to do. I think I'll just randomly sack the exchange for no reason. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Are you serious? I'm going to checkmate move 11? The epicest game ever. I can't believe it, man. He had more time and my king was walking out in the middle of the board. I would have given myself like literally 1% chance of survival against move 11. No, Tizik, I mean, you're not as bad as the guy with 25 minutes. I think you guys just don't understand You just don't seem to have perspective about how much time you have, you know? You just don't know how to use your time yet. You're trying, but you still... You have no clue how to use your time. I lost some time to you? Okay. I didn't realize that. Oh, or did you offer a draw? Your draw offer doesn't seem unfair. No, I mean, that's reasonable. I'm slightly better, but you know, I have no time left, so that's fair. I mean, I don't expect people to offer me draws in, like, if they're slightly better, but I mean, I'm like up a pawn. Yeah, the problem is, like, most of the streamers on Twitch, yeah, they're doing these, like, the classic, like, idiotic 5-minute simuls and stuff. What is it? What is this dude? What is he doing? Where does he come up with these moves, even? Wow. Where are these moves coming from? Yeah, it's really weird. My pawn's hanging. Alright. So now what do I do? Yeah, this is a weird ending. I haven't used my king properly there. Great Lazarus. I don't know, man. It's hard to understand your play. Welcome, Schieberspieler. This is still Mr. Slow. Jeez. How do I win against Thomas Trenson up a pawn in a king and pawn game? You think it would be easy? Man, I am just not playing this ending well. I should be a little more aggressive here. I've been playing real defensively. But I'm probably better. Well, maybe not, but we'll see. Oh, now he played bishop there. Yeah, objectively, this is probably a draw. Gets weirder. Weirder and weirder. Pretty hard to, you know, anticipate the moves of Great Lazarus. He's had the same amount of time. He lets his time go down to 3 minutes, like on purpose or something, in the beginning, to make it look like he used time. So I guess this is just a draw, unless there's some sort of trick I'm missing. Oh, I have a passed pawn on the 4th rank, actually. Maybe that's something worth investigating. I totally did not appreciate that factor as much as I should. The old simul trick. The Get Smart series. Yeah. So I have this passer. I mean, geez, it's on the 7th. E3, Rook E5, E2. I just don't think it's going to make it. It's just not quite going to make it, folks. Rook B7, E3, Rook E5, E2, Rook takes E7, Rook E7, King E7, check, King D6, Rook E3, and then he's starting King G3. Poof. It's probably just a draw. But I'm not of the opinion that a king and pawning game should be a draw. I don't know why Tomas traded queens. I mean, bishops. The fighter. Mr. Slow is brutal, dude. He's brutal. A5? E3? It's still likely to be a draw. Voted most likely to be a draw. And I was like forgetting what my plan was. I'm surprised Mr. Sloyan would be willing to trade queens there. I thought I was up material. I swear to God. This whole time I thought I was up a pawn against Mr. Slow. Like, I kid you not. I'm playing this like I'm better because I thought I was up a pawn. I had this crazy idea that was the case. The endgame of Thrones is 1600? What? Wow. You're serious? 1600? I thought you would be like 2000 or something. Really? I can't believe my time is running out again. Yeah, your winning chances don't look good here. Neither do mine. Objectively. Two pawns for the exchange. Weight's probably like better by some sort of fractional, microscopic fractional thing. But I think that Great Lazarus' position is a draw, objectively. I'm trying to do the Magnus Carlsen thing here. Right. It's normal to play for a win there when I'm offering a draw. And you beat me 4.5 out of the last 5. If anything, black's worse in this position. But he's too strong. He's not going to play more simuls at 2403. Anybody with a rating over 2400 is too strong for the simuls. I've got to like make that very clear. Kasparov too. Kasparov's done this before, but you guys are both over 2400. It's too strong. Sorry, Mr. So I thought I was up a pawn in that ending. Like I would have offered you a draw earlier, but I don't know why. I thought I had 4 pawns on the king side against 3. Then I realized I just have 3. Yeah, so this is our last 2 games. Great Lazarus. Refuse a repetition in a slightly worse position. Objectively, this should be a draw. But if he's really in Game of Thrones... This is actually a fast... are you mad at me for not resigning? No, I'm not mad at you for not resigning. I'm mad at you for playing so fast and not using your time. but I appreciate you, asking. I don't expect people to just resign necessarily. I mean, if you're like down a queen or like, if it's really, really clear, yeah, I think people should resign. If it's like super clear like that. But okay, if you're both in time pressure. But I don't understand why you're playing so fast. I mean, you've got like 25 minutes. You're the only player in the simul who has 10 minutes more than they started with. It's a little exaggerated. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously you were lost, of course. I just, in general, don't like people playing bullet chess. Because if I have 25 people doing what you did, I'm dead. Like there's no way I could do the simul if everybody did what you did. Plays that fast. Well, I got a draw against Great Lazarus. That's a very good result to get a draw against him. Because he has a lifetime plus score against me here. He has 2 pawns for the exchange. I mean, maybe a computer could beat him. I'm not sure. Yeah, so our last game is this interesting king and pawn game. 11 wins, 10 draws, 3 losses. Yeah, a lot of draws because the pressure on the clock. Unfortunately, I would really need to do like 2 more hours to make these games, come to their natural conclusion. Honestly, I would like to make it. I'm not sure how many people there, want to play 2 more hours. 3 hours is already a lot of time to invest in a simul game, but in order for the games not to be affected by time pressure, I think I would objectively have to make them like 5 hours long. So what do we do here? I can't let him into f5. Like if king e3, well, I guess I could, but then I would have to play g takes h. Let's see, king e3, h5. Yeah, I've got to play king e5 here. It should be a draw. Because I think this is still a draw. I mean, king e3 is a draw. h5 I have to take. The problem is king e3, h5, g5, king f5. And then it's a race. King f2, king g6, king takes g2, king takes h6, g4. I guess it's a draw, probably. But I don't think that black has any chance to win in that line. Speaking of not having chances to win, what am I doing here? Objectively, what am I doing here? Yes, it's a draw. Draw is a draw. Alright. A draw is draw. Lots of draws. I did lose 3 games. I lost to Kasparov, who stole my knight. I lost to Super Driver, who stole my queen. And what, did I lose on Pere Ode? I lost to Pere Ode? No? Where's my 3rd loss? Big Dummy abandoned the game early. Or maybe he blundered a piece. I don't know. Who's my 3rd loss? Oh, Tic Tac, of course. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was winning, of course. You're the only one who really violated the chess video world after begging to play, like, left after the opening. He stole my clock. Mr. Slow had an interesting game with him. Mr. Move 11 was the best game, though. We gotta look at this. We've got a little bit of extra time. I'm gonna look at 1 game, maybe 2. So this was an absurd game. Like, seriously. This was just an absurd game with Move 11. Check out what he did here. So we've had this variation with Mr. Slow or someone. It wasn't Mr. Slow, I guess, but another player has played this. So this is my home analysis. F6. Which is an improvement on the theoretical move d takes e5. It looks like this is objectively better for black. So I've played this, and then once I did this, I think it's actually playable. But the computer suggests e5 here, so So this is what I played. There's been a number of games. I didn't realize someone actually did this. So some player, Simone de Filomeno. See, this is why FIDE shouldn't have 40k factor. Like, he's 2392 and sacking his knight at negative 3.6 against like a grandmaster. Now, how can anybody be 2392 and do that? Like, it's just ridiculous. That's like, you know, you're smoking crack or something. Okay, check. Like, I could see it in a blitz game. King d7, and now move 11 found a new move. I thought he was in 1100, but he played queen f7 check, king d6, and I love this. b4. Now I just start blundering. I thought I should play queen e7, but taking here is more dangerous. And now d4, and now I find the right move. Takes. This is right. Bishop e3. I thought I was like almost lost here, but the computer says I'm winning 6 ways from Sunday. Wow. I guess the next move is a blunder, though. Bishop e6 is a blunder. And now white's in the game. Knight h6. It never even occurred to me. What a logical move. This literally didn't occur to me. Wow. And he's just lost. Yeah, move 11 was on tilt. But this was a funny game. Here, here, here. That's actually my best move. Yeah, Tazake, knight h6, and I didn't see it. No, I think, Great Lazarus, that a computer would give you a hard time there in the final position, but my analysis exactly. Like, white is a tiny bit better. I was surprised when you wouldn't agree to a repetition, because I thought that if anything, I'm a tiny bit better. The first time I offered repetition. Queen takes a1. Look at this position. The computer says 0.0. This is incredible. I thought I was lost, and the engine says it's a draw. I mean, not a good game, but what a position. Like, what do you do here? Your king is out in the middle of the board. I thought I was lost. The engine says it's a draw. So I actually played the right move. Check, king d5. And now castles. And another move I completely didn't see. I can play queen takes a2. Or queen f6. I thought I was getting mated. It is insanity. It's total insanity. Like, I don't play with my king out in the middle of the board. I thought I was just lost. I thought it's game over, man. So I decided to sack my queen. This is crazy, dude. Here. It's semi-sound. It's actually sound. That is so nuts. This was best. As Mr. Slowhand said, what about some development? And now king g5. I was getting in time pressure. Yeah. So I survived, and I thought it should have been a draw, honestly. But I'm actually winning this. Wow. Wow. And he blundered me. It's a beautiful mate at the end, guys. Like, king h2, bishop d6 check. If king h3, rook h1. And if g3, you know, rook h1. Who would have thought that I would mate move 11? Alright, but anyway, active king. Yeah, I normally don't do active king with the queen roaming around the board. But the other game I just wanted to mention was against Mr. Slow. Was a little interesting. There were a lot of interesting games, but Sumahar's game was interesting too. Momentary look at that. I know I messed up the opening. Wow, I was totally winning. Check. I thought it wasn't so clear. Yeah, I would have played queen e5. Okay, my flag was hanging though. It says 4 minutes, but I really had like 10 seconds in this position. I literally would have played on, but I just... my flag was about to fall, so I forced the draw by repetition. Okay, so that was actually winning. But the opening was an atrocity for me. Well, this has actually been played. This is a terrible variation for black. There's no way any good players played this. Holy crap. Belyavsky played it and lost to a much less well-known player. Chugayev played it and drew. This is terrible for black. Yeah, it's a nightmare. This is just not good. So knight d2 was played. It's a strong move. Wow, even f5 has happened. We're following a GM game. Roy's with white. He even played knight f3. Yeah, so I played a novelty here. Locking the structure. Yeah, Arsenal fan. Yeah, Thomas, our game was... I mean, I don't think that opening is the soundest. It's, you know, it's a coffee house gambit. I mean, Arsenal fan, wow. Yeah, I mean, I really just offered to draw against you because the time, I'm better, I thought. But it wasn't easy better, like, it was complicated. I mean, this is a super complicated situation. So I think, you know, I'll be honest with you. I thought I was in trouble, and the engine says I'm not. It's really unbelievable. I couldn't believe that I was okay with my, like, this was a crazy pawn sack, of course. But, you know, I'm normally not that materialistic. But allowing this, I thought I was, like, a little bit out of my mind. But how many moves do I have here? Like, you're threatening to take on g6 and trap my queen. So bishop d6. I didn't understand. Like, you're not just taking this? Okay. So I could have played bishop d6 and just waited. And then f4. I have this. I have this retreat from my queen back to f8 later on. It's not that bad. Yeah, it was pretty coffee house. But you scared me. You really scared me. It looks like you almost went above water. Here's the water line of... This is Arsenal. Like, here's the cliffs of Dover or whatever. This is like equality. And Arsenal was underwater like the whole time. He was here at a depth of like 1.4, where you could almost like see the surface at that point. But you were way down in the depths there at the end. I didn't know I was that winning, though. I mean, I know that it's better, but... Yeah, that was pretty funny. No, I don't think g5 is a good move. What was the other game, though? Mr. Slow, I wanted to look at just momentarily. And he always donates a lot of subscriptions to the stream, but not just that. I mean, it's always such a good game with Mr. Slow. And, wow, I was winning. He was winning and I was winning. So the opening was an atrocity, again. I played this. I don't know why I played this. And then I thought I was playing like the bishop e3 or something. I mean, I should put my knight on b3 here. I mean, this is a move, but it's kind of lame. Like, it's very lame with the bishop on e2. Well, you're so good in time pressure, Mr. Slow. For me, it feels like it doesn't matter if you're in time pressure. If you weren't in time pressure, I'm a dead man, you know. So bishop g5, I didn't know this is like the main move here. Magnus, of course. This is a very good way for white to play if you're unambitious and you just want something safe against the Najdorf, I guess. Bishop g5. It's like this is what like Nepomniachtchi would do against Carlsen if Carlsen had played the Najdorf. Something boring. Totally bad match concept. Let's try to play safe, boring lines against Magnus. Alright, so knight c6. You actually transposed to like a classical variation with this. You know, Mr. Slow, like most people wouldn't put... Najdorf players typically don't put their knight on c6. Thanks, Lazarus. See you later. So we're following some obscure game. Wow. Mr. Slow busting the Walter Brown. Now, I don't know who D. Garcia is. It must be South American. Maybe some zonal tournament. I mean, I knew Walter Brown in those days, but he wasn't playing in Europe, so this game must have been... And I don't know any Americans named D. Garcia, though it's not impossible. I would have known who it was. 1990. Maybe some South American guy. So night before this. So everybody says bishop g5. Okay. Just to fight for control of the d5 square. Anyway, we left book here. It seemed reasonable. This seemed reasonable. And then rook c8. But he never has an exchange sacrifice here with his knight on b4. And I did this was too slow. So Mr. Slow. I have to do bishop g5. But I mean, that's the point. You can do like a Roy Lopez type of thing. Like knight e8, yeah. I don't want to trade my dark square bishop for your dark square bishop. That's absolute. Yeah, here. And you can go back. And then, you know, it's a boring line, but kind of frustrating for aggressive players. You know, again, this is the kind of thing that you do when you're Anand and you want to beat Mark Esserman easily. You know, you just play something boring with no tactics and you know, see you later. But I made a mistake and allowed him to get in d5. It looks like. Take. So you're in time pressure with 1 minute. You got in time pressure before me. And then this is, I was scared of this though. You know, the computer says it's not the best move, but it's actually very complicated. Yeah, I didn't see e4, of course, and then I realized you had the fork. So it's crazy now. And this is a blunder. I missed everything. I missed knight d3. I mean, I'm not seeing enough tactically. That's why the computer wants to play this. I was like, when I saw the knight on d3, I was like, where did that come from? So that's his plan. And apparently I'm in trouble. Wow. I mean, I'm not going to find this move in time pressure necessarily. Like, what do I do on bishop d6? Yeah, there's like no way I'm finding that. Does Mark always play the Moro with black? What do you mean? With white? But he plays the knight off. It's the weirdest thing, you know. You know there's something wrong with someone psychologically when they play the Moro for white and the Sicilian with black. Like, no one in their right mind would do that, you know. Like, every Sicilian player I know has no respect for the Moro and thinks it's like ridiculous. So you got to be a little off your rocker. You got to be a little off your rocker to do that, you know, beyond the like school age level. You don't find any strong players playing it. But I just mentioned it because there's this nice game that Anand beat him very easily. It's a way of I'm expressing how you think about your opponent's style. You got to choose the right kind of variation to, you know, to make them uncomfortable. Against a tactical guy, you want something safe. Nepomniachtchi choosing the wrong positions against Carlsen. He has to find complications, not like, you know, boring, safe variations like that disgusting anti-martial where really nothing's happening. You know, he's playing Carlsen's game there. It was a very bad match prep. And the Petrov, I mean, can you pick a worse opening for Carlsen to play? I mean, for Nepomniachtchi to play than the Petrov? I don't understand what you're even thinking, you know? Why in the heck would you... Why would you play the Petrov against Magnus Carlsen? I mean, if you had a good opening with white, I guess it would be okay. Still, it's not a good idea. You have to play for a win with both colors, I guess, and just take your chances. Anyway, Mr. Slow, thanks. It was interesting. You made a game out of it after giving me a pawn. I'm up a pawn. I'm up a pawn. I'm up a pawn. And in my mind, I'm up a pawn. And in my mind, I'm still up a pawn. I'm up a pawn. I'm up a pawn. And somewhere along the line, my pawn disappeared. There it goes. Like, I didn't know I never realized my pawn went away. I thought it was still on the board. So in my mind, I was still up a pawn. I was like, okay, I'm playing for a win. We're up a pawn. I thought I had 4 pawns on the king side here. and Mr. Slow had 3. Like in my mind, there's like a pawn on h2 or something, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go for it. And then somewhere around here, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm not up a pawn. I mean, honestly, I could have played g5, right? No, I guess later. Right, like here. I mean, knight f6. The problem is h6, I thought. I also looked at this. Rook here. But here again you have h6. It reminded me of the Nepomniachtchi Carlsen because of the knight on f6 thing. There was that one game. No, we call it the Russian. Yeah, it's the Petrov or Russian defense in English too. Petrov, of course, was like one of the fathers of Russian chess. So it's sort of synonymous. But I think, like, you know, now we can speculate on the match now that it's over. My take is that, like, Nepomniachtchi's time management is atrocious. Speaking of people with bad time management, his time management is atrocious, and his opening prep was like totally the wrong idea. He gets no credit. Well, yeah, but you know, in those days you could get away with martial like stuff. All right, guys, thanks for the games. We'll see you all later. I'm gonna be streaming again tomorrow at 11 a.m. CST. Thanks to Endgame of Thrones who tipped $5, by the way. Very generous. Appreciate the donation. Anyway, it was good. Final score was let's see. Too much time pressure. 11 wins, 11 draws, and 3 losses. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mr. Coffee. As always, the thankless task of being our moderator and keeping the trolls at bay. Thanks, everyone. Asterbait, Mr. Slowhand. Appreciate it. Bye now.